And welcome back. We're back on this week's show of Tariff Talk with me, your host, Marcus, and my lovely co-host, Justin Turner.
Vanna White.
You like that? Tariff Talk?
Yeah, I like that. TT.
Yeah. Tariff Talk Thursday with Justin. Anyways. So I've been at it. Have you started reading about the tariffs again?
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy. So when the G7 summit happened, Trump showed up. I didn't say it out loud, but in my head, I did not think Trump was going to spend the night.
Have you the G7?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't think so either. I thought he was going to be in and out.
Yeah. Have you noticed? But they were talking about Trump's going to go golfing. You know, they were like showing the golf course. They were, thinking that Trump was just going to fall in love and he's going to forget the person that he was.
Kissamasgasking or whatever it is.
Cannonascus. Yeah. Anyways, that didn't happen. I didn't think he was going to spend the night there because he doesn't really stay anywhere longer than he absolutely needs to, including the White House. He really just wants to stay in Florida, right? Anyways, he went to Cannonascus and he and Carney had some discussions, and I guess Carney needed to kind of come back to the Canadian people with something, and he did. He came back and he said, we set a deadline for our negotiations and they're going to be done in 30 days. And if they're not done in 30 days, then Canada will impose counter tariffs on the United States.
Right.
So the thing to remember is like Trump's verbiage as it relates to Canada changes, right? It oscillates. It goes from full angry buffoonery to capitulation into this state of kind of like warmth. We're going to work it out and everything will be fine.
He's bipolar.
Well, I think like for sure there's some mental problem, but I think like, no, but really what we're dealing with right now is just someone that is like toying with us in a negotiation. Okay. And at some point we have to decide, like right now we're just kind of going with the ebbs and flows. At some point we're going to have to decide what our negotiation tactic is going to be. I think that probably gets called upon on July 21st, if we don't have a deal that we can live with.
Mm-hmm.
But what is being telegraphed to us, which is, seems pretty clear, is that the United States does not want Canada to make cars anymore.
Right.
Certainly not to make cars to sell into the United States. We went through on a previous podcast a lot of detail on the auto manufacturing in Canada, but I can tell you like right off the bat, the automotive industry, I looked it up, employs 125,000, directly employs 125,000 people in Canada.
Right.
And then indirectly, it's like 500,000.
It's a lot of people.
It would be a huge hit to our economy if we stop making cars to sell into the United States, or stop making any part of a car that was being sold in the United States.
My dad works at Toyota, and he said that the vibe there is very like, Trump will be gone. Don't worry about it. You have your job. But everyone else seems very panicked. You know what I mean? Like GM and Honda and all those guys. Very panicked.
I mean, I think it's probably a testament to Toyota to ensure that they're able to ensure that the morale in their workplace doesn't get decimated.
For sure.
Right? Because you wouldn't want that to happen either.
No.
Listen, I think Canada has to start deciding what we're standing up for, because we're back to being called the 51st state. We're back to being the butt of the jokes. We imposed the digital sales tax, which like was a stupid tax, right? Like it's just another tax on Canadians.
Right.
Another attempt for the Canadian government to make more revenue on the backs of Canadians. And Trump stood up to that tax and said he wanted it gone. And Canada was just moving ahead with it until Trump, in one of his emphatic, bombastic statements, just said, you know what? We're not going to do any negotiating anymore with Canada whatsoever. We're finished. And then Canada capitulated and said, oh, okay, well, sorry, Mr. Trump. we'll remove that for you. That doesn't make you look good in a negotiation, right? Oddly enough, it's the same tax that the European Union has. European Union hasn't removed it. Canada removed it.
Right.
We are in the crosshairs right now. We are going to have to decide which of our kind of well-entrenched industries are going to be sacrificed. We've got this kind of supply chain, dairy, cheese, milk agreements where we do have protectionist measures enacted that we're going to have to do something about, because for as small of a piece of business it is, I still think it's going to be at issue with the United States. I think, and what Carney's trying to do is make our country more efficient, more effective, using our resources better, refining more of them here. But that's like a medium to long-term thing. Our short-term issue is going to be Canadians are going to lose jobs.
Tame the beast.
Well, in order to meet the United States requirements for a trade deal, we're going to lose jobs.
Right.
Jobs, Trump is going to want, and maybe you can trick him, but like Trump is going to want to see jobs increasing in the United States and dropping in Canada.
Right.
Binary. He is like very clear on this. And if Canada loses jobs in a time when our economy already sucks, Canada does worse. The problem is what's going to kill us is we've got this period of uncertainty that we just keep plodding along in. And the longer we keep going through this period of uncertainty, the worse it's going to be at the end, because we're just weakening our economy as we go. Canadian economy is getting weaker every single day right now. Trade certainty, even if the deal isn't awesome, trade certainty will help bring some stability into the Canadian economy.
Mm-hmm.
We could quantify what the damage is. We can start figuring it out. But up until that point, we're screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So I think nobody understands that better than the former governor of the Bank of Canada, Mark Carney. I just think that we are probably not armed with the perfect set of tools to be negotiating against Donald Trump, nor is anybody else, right? Like, we're dealing with a real business guy who, it's like playing poker. Have I said this one before, or do I just say it?
No, I don't think
it's
so.
like playing poker against a guy who's not necessarily, like, he's been playing poker for a long time, but he's never really been the chip leader. Like, he's never really had all the chips, and he gets lucky because he bluffs a lot. And now this guy has all the chips. He's got an infinite number of chips, and he's just bluffing. He's doing whatever he wants. Like, he has a million.
Just raising the pot.
He has a million chips, and we got 2. And like, there's not, like, we can just go to him and be like, "Hey, man, like, can we win this hand and stay in the game and like work with you?" That's what we got. Anyways, I think that was all I really wanted to say. It's just, I'm super worried. I think that we've resumed trade talks now, but I think if I am reading this right, our trade talks are going to get stopped again, and then they're going to get resumed again, and we're going to go right up to the wire, and it's going to keep feeling like this. And I don't think that it's going to get done by our deadline. And then I think we won't enact any more tariffs on the United States. We'll wait another week. We'll extend it. Like, it's still going to just plod along.
We're like doing the Trump thing, except we have no power.
Yeah, bingo.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's Trump Tariff Thursday for you. Thanks.